This is Singapore, an island home to almost 6 million people. Singapore is a city-state, located in Southeast Asia, near Malaysia. It is positioned along the shortest route, from China to Europe. This is why the British founded Singapore in 1819. It remained a British colony for over 100 years. In 1963, Singapore finally became an independent country and developed into the city we know now. Singapore's port is still the world's biggest. More than 30 million containers pass through it every year. Most of the work is now done by machines, but the port still employs thousands of people. The city is also an important financial and business centre, and the headquarters of many firms are located here. Because of this, Singapore has become one of the richest countries in the world. It is also a multi-ethnic country. Some Singaporeans are of Chinese origin, others are Malay or Indian. That is why Singapore has 4 official languages: English, Mandarin, Tamil, and Malay. In fact, most Singaporeans are bilingual. They speak English at work and in public, and their own language, with family and friends. Every ethnic group has brought its own food, like noodles and dumplings from China, flatbreads and curries from India, and coconut milk from Malaysia. There are also typically Singaporean foods, like chai tow kwai. This dish, also known as fried carrot cake, is made from egg, rice flour, and radish. These are all mixed together and fried in a pan. The result does not look very appetizing, but it's certainly very tasty. You can find all of these foods in Singapore's food centres. Every food centre has dozens of stalls, and every stall sells a variety of foods. Here, you can get a good meal for 4 or 5 Singapore dollars. That's around 2 or 3 pounds. That's why many Singaporeans eat their lunch here, and sometimes their dinner too. Because they are so popular, however, these food centres can get very crowded and very hot. Heat is a big problem in Singapore. There are no seasons here. It feels like summer all year round. Because of this, many people here eat and shop in air-conditioned shopping centres, of which there are dozens all across the city. This one, at Marina Bay, even has a canal running through it. Although Singapore is densely populated, it also has many parks and green spaces, such as the 200-hectare East Coast Park and the spectacular Gardens of Earth Bay. In fact, you will find trees and vegetation almost anywhere, even along the motorways. That's why Singapore calls itself a city in a garden. Singapore is a very clean and orderly city too. In part, that's because of the city's strict laws against littering, smoking, drinking or eating on public transport, and even crossing the road in certain places. If you are caught doing any of these things, you have to pay a large fine. Fortunately, most people here follow the laws. For them, Singapore, with its warm weather, its greenery, and its delicious food, is a wonderful place to live.